In China, the trial of Bo Xilai has come to a close, with prosecutors saying no leniency should be afforded the disgraced former party official. The trial lasted 5 days and received unprecedented media coverage. CCTV's Han Bin joins us live with more. Han Bin.
Well, Elaine, the trial of Bo Xilai has lasted longer than most of the cases. Bo Xilai denied all the charges and even claimed the real cause of his downfall is the secret love between his wife and his most trustful advisor. And this has made the dramatic trial even sensational. I've talked with some of the Chinese experts and asked them to assess the real impact of Bo Xilai's case on China.
A high-ranking official charged with corruption. A wife charged with murder. A police chief on the run. A secret villa in France. It's all in the tale of the fall of a rising political star, with the latest chapter of the drama being played out in the courtroom.
It has been the most transparent criminal trial, according to my knowledge, in China. I think there is no precedent for this kind of practice. But this is what we call it. It illustrates the procedural justice or procedural fairness.
Professor He Jiahong says that though Bo Xilai is an individual case, it's an example of how trials should be carried out. It comes as part of China's new amendments to the criminal procedure law.
Bo defended himself against the charges and the evidence. Bo's lawyers challenged the evidence presented and defended the motives behind his actions. After 2 rounds of fierce debates, the trial is adjourned.
The trial has been closely followed, with court records being published on Sina Weibo, China's equivalent of Twitter. In Bo Xilai's case, the government has relied on social media rather than traditional media to inform the public.
So this is probably a more smart strategy of media management concerned with Chinese specificities. Social media probably is the one and only choice to actually increase this kind of transparency, publicity, and also the reputation of Chinese government.
Media experts like Professor Shan Bin believe that Bo Xilai's case has changed Western media stereotypes of behind-closed-doors politics in China. But it's hard to tell whether the Chinese government will continue turning to social media for big political events in the future. Bo Xilai has strongly denied the charges of bribery, embezzlement and abuse of power against him. But his last appearance in court is unlikely to change the verdict.
Well, the trial of Bo Xilai has shown the determination of the central government's courageous fight against deep-rooted corruption in China. And as many say, it also shows the seriousness of the problem that presses the central government to change. And whatever the verdict, as analysts say, the real impact will continue to be felt far beyond the People's Intermediate Court in Jinan.
And Han Bin, many commentators have said trials like this one are just formalities, that the outcome has already been decided. So why did Bo Xilai's case last so long?
Well, it is. This case is much longer than everybody has expected, and it might indicate that this trial is much more than a formality, that all sides were given the chance to provide the evidence, the prosecutors provide the evidence to prove the charges. Well, the judges and also the lawyers and the defendants were able to challenge the credibility of the evidence. We know in China's judicial system it's focused much more on the investigation rather than the trial, and that means in most of the cases the trial's verdicts was taken even before the trial began. But with such an open trial like Bo Xilai, people are expecting that it will be decided by real proceedings in the court. Bo Xilai denied all the charges. It will be quite interesting to see if his strong defense will, to some degree, reduce the punishment.
All right, CCTV's Han Bin reporting live from Jinan. Thank you so much for that update.